My mic is not where it needs to be right now. I need to move it. Sorry, buddy. I just had you lying down. I wasn't ready for you to be where you were, and now you're here. I'm not reading you today, so you can be my support. There we go. Oh, aren't you cute? It's a cute little microphone, isn't he? Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. Welcome to DansDen Live number 41. Oh, I need to open the door. Oh, my poor cat. I've kept the cat outside the room because I was recording. I was doing recordings for videos, and the cat couldn't be in here because the moment it meowed or something, I'd have to stop. So, no to the cat. It's no to the cat. Right, hang on. Literally, straight away, without fail. Here he is. I think. Oh, you're all right. You're all right, mate. Where are you? There you are. I think he's just. I reckon he's got a bit of like not separation anxiety, but some of that. But it's actually, he just doesn't like closed doors, because the door can be open and he's absolutely fine and he'll wander out and he won't care about anything. But the moment the door closes, he's like, whoa. No, we're not doing it, bruv. And that's what he's like. You're not coming up today, mate. Sorry. No, you upset me this morning. This guy this morning thought it appropriate to wake us half an hour before our alarm went off, so 4:30 in the morning, to go outside, but not go outside. So my partner got up, went downstairs, opened the back door. He was like, oh, cool, outside. And not 5 minutes later, he was back in our bedroom, and we were like, why? Why'd you wake us up? He's better than this. He knows better than this, but no. Abby! Welcome back, Abby. How's it going? How was your weekend? How are you? Are you doing well? I'm, oh God, I might dehydrate today. I might dehydrate. Also, I haven't got as long today because I've got work I want to get on with. I'm very nearly done, so I want to get it done by 2 o'clock. So I'm gonna have to finish at 1, which is, that's just the way it goes. But Abby, how are you? You were doing art and maths all weekend. Sick. What kind of art? What kind of art were you doing? Painting, drawing, sketching, making? What kind of art? Musical art? Was it contemporary dance? What kind of art was it? No, I think you think you're coming up here, mate, but you're not. No, you're not coming up. No, don't look at me like that. No, don't rub yourself on me. You've been naughty this morning. You weren't here when I was saying it. Maybe you were. 4:30 he woke us up. 4:30. Acting like, oh, I want to go outside. So partner goes, opens the door. Does he go outside? No, he doesn't. He stays in the bedroom where he knows that he practiced being quiet, because before he'd meow and wake us both up and be a pain at like 3 a.m. Seriously. He would do that. But he yeah, so he got better and he stopped doing it, and then today he did it, and now he's expecting. You really think I'm gonna show you appreciation? Do you? Look at your mouth. You're dribbling. No, you're dribbling. You smell. Your bumhole smells. You're not coming up. You're staying down there today. Go on, off you go. This one here. Every morning, and when he meows, he sounds like a little girl saying hello at 4 a.m. Oh no, Abby, no, that's terrifying. Oh God, oh, I don't feel safe anymore. Don't you start talking English to me, Sonny Jim. You speak any other language, not a language I understand. In fact, you don't say nothing in any language that I know. Don't do it, all right? Because the moment you start doing that, you can be happy about it. Whoa, wait, what is this? No, we're not cuddling today. It's just, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking it's cuddle time, but it's not cuddle time, my friend. Here you go, strokey. See what you make me do? Honestly, cats, mate. Oh. I'm actually annoyed at him. But I'm still stroking him, and he's literally about to ruin my whole setup down here because he just rubs himself against the computer, which has all the cables, and he's going to make something crash, and he's going to run off and act like I did it. Oh, you got 3 of them. I'll tell you what, this one needs friends. I don't know how your cats get on. Do they not pay each other company and stuff? Are they cool? Because we got one, and he doesn't get on with other cats very well. So we can't really get another pet until this one has done his time. But it means that we are his pack, right? So that means this is it. This is what I've got. And to be fair, buddy, you're what I've got as well. I mean, I know I complain about you, but actually I'm alone all day. So you do give me some company. But my God, do you annoy me sometimes. I know you want to come up here, mate, but you're not going to. He's not. They're cool. They get along. I see. That's good. That's good. As long as they give each other company, that's what it's about. When they start, messing around with each other and fracking each other up, it's not okay. This one, though. You're so needy. Go on, lie down there. No, lie down there. Don't look at my hand. I'm not going to stroke you. So college artwork, Abby. Okay, cool. And was it what kind of, again, because I know college artwork, like I've seen some of the stuff they do. They do modeling, or they do like as in making stuff. There's painting, there's drawing, there's even, I saw a t-shirt, a piece of artwork, which is really cool. What kind of thing are you doing? What's your thing? I'd love to know about it. And obviously, as you know, I'd love to get pictures of it, because then we show them here on Dan's Den and we get to everyone to see them. But yeah, anything else you get up to the weekend? Anything other fun stuff? Because I chilled. Oh, I totally if you remember, you were here on the Friday. I'm gonna tell you, drawing, painting, and photography. Ooh, nice. Okay, cool. Wow, a nice little blend. That's cool. And then focus more on painting. Sick. All right then. No, that's awesome. That is really cool. And yeah, painting for sure. I mean, what's your kind of thing to paint? What do you like to paint? What is it? Are you kind of a landscape person? Are you a portrait person? Are you a bowl of fruit person? Or is it more obscure than that? Are you kind of a experimental? What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, I don't know what it'd be. Look, mate, no. Go on, get out, get. I don't think you put your nails in me and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, let's cuddle because you scratched me. Nah, son. Ain't gonna happen today. I'm gonna show you that I did do the thing. There it is. Wait, get off the screen. I did it. I went in and had the takeout. I did it. It was the food that I showed you before. Oh, it's so good, Abby. So good. It was lush. It's really abstract. Whoa, Abby, let's just pump the brakes for a second there. Okay, let's just slow down for a minute. When it's abstract, right? What is good art when it's abstract? Because technically, the way that I've always perceived art to be, and I think this is it, is art is as valuable as a person sees it to be. And of course, a person can look at a piece of art and it's a reflection of what comes out of them. What comes out of you will be a reflection of what you were thinking at the time. However, when you consume art, certainly particularly abstract art, it's obviously about how that art makes you feel. You could create something that is born from, despair and horror and terror and all the nasty stuff. But someone might see it and it might be quite therapeutic to them because it's something that speaks to them on a different level, right? So to say you're not good at it, cut that out right now, okay? Because art's very subjective. Someone could see I've seen pieces of art that someone would say, oh, that's rubbish, it's terrible, blah, blah, blah. It's just so rubbish. But then when you look at stuff that's been in Tate Modern, right? And when you see some bits of art out there, technically you could just say like, well, that's rubbish. What the hell? What is that? But actually, when you're able to really observe it, allow yourself to just observe it as it is and see what comes up for you, that's where you're able to see the value in the art. So you're not bad. I really no, bad abstract artists. Let me Google it and see what comes up. Where's my phone gone? Here it is. Let me see if that's such a thing and see what that looks like. Because I just don't. No. I mean, there's a guy I've seen him on. Where is he? He's on TikTok, I think, or Instagram. There's a guy I've seen who you might have seen actually. He has holes in a bucket of paint, and he's got this massive canvas, and he just swings the bucket around the canvas, and it creates like that swirling pattern motion. And you just think, like, dude's a 5-year-old playing with paint. Like, you pretty much do that with Play-Doh stuff. Like, what is this? But when you actually are able to see the finished piece, you're kind of like, yo, I'm vibing with that. That's actually, it looks nice. I like it. I like the colors. I like the curvature. I like the layout and whatever words you want to use, but I like it. But ultimately, you look like, I think to myself, man, I could do that. What's so special about that? But the finished piece is yeah. Well, so hang on. Let's see. Here we go. La 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 la. See, even these, I'm like, what? I actually Googled. Okay, I Googled bad abstract art. right? And here's the one, right? Consistency. This refers to the consistency within a painting as well as the consistency of an artist's portfolio. So I literally, mate, you just clawed me in my leg. And then there's color, texture, meaning, complexity, and comfort. I still don't know. So this is from Keaton's Office and Art Supply. What to look for in good abstract art. So consistency, color. Colors that don't mesh well are a dead giveaway. The artist isn't a professional, unless, of course, it's done deliberately, in which case it has to be obvious. How does a person not make this obvious? Let me read your comments and I'll come back to this. Right. So it's really abstract because I'm not that good at it. And that's why I want to focus on more next year. It's more like an explosion of colors on a canvas, but I do want to try and create landscapes. I mean, but okay, so yeah, so you could find that place of evolution between, you know, what you're doing now and again, you say it's more like an explosion of colors on a canvas. That sounds like art to me. Literally, okay, look. I mean, this is can you see that's the painting in the background of the article? I'm not saying that's an explosion of anything, but literally, I'm thinking to myself, yo, like, what happened here? You know, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, like, what happened? Because apparently the fact they use that picture tells me that's good art. But I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm not vibing with it. But now suddenly, like, I'm looking at it and I'm seeing fire, right? Which is obvious from all the yellows and stuff like that. And I'm wondering what this could be. Unless, actually, it's connected to the bull run in Spain, right? Because of the horn shape here, perhaps. And maybe the blood is either representative of the bloodshed in bull runs or, you know, not. You could also have just the simple, like, what else? What else could you be looking at? I mean, the thing is, I'm being too literal with it, right? But you could go explorative with it. But that's it. You know, you said it's an explosion of colors on a canvas, but yo, if it makes sense to you, here's another one. Hang on. Can I see what's going on there? Well, that's quite cool. Here we go. Look. Abstract Art 2. This is $270. Okay? You tell me. You tell me what's up. Tell me what's up. I think consistency is definitely important. So when you're able to identify, hang on. When you're able to identify your style, I think that's what it needs to be. It's understand. Well, pardon me. You know, obviously I didn't study art. You probably know more about this than I do. So excuse me for patronizing you, Abby. I don't sit here and lecture you when I'm not really the expert. But the consistency part makes sense because it's basically when you look at artists and certainly the ones who, you know, really stand out at least or really, you know, create something powerful, they create something that is a constant reflection of themselves. And so you can always look at their art and go, oh, that art belongs to so-and-so. And I remember there was an artist I did find where I really loved their work. I was a really big fan of their work and was able to kind of follow what they did because of the style in which they did their work. And I really liked it. I've forgotten their name since because it was like 2 years ago now, longer than that, actually. But the consistency, I think, makes a lot of sense. The fact that they said colors, but they have to make sense, but then they don't have to, but it has to make sense. They don't make sense. Shut up. What are you talking about? Stupid. Yeah, you're not bad. Maybe this is it, Abby. Maybe, Abby, it's not that you're bad. It's actually that your true artiste within has yet to come out. And what you're doing through your art is practicing that element of identity through art. And once your identity becomes clear and really, you know, is landing and you're painting and creating and going, this is actually how I feel about this situation. Suddenly, kaboom, you're just like, there's my art. And you're looking at something you've made and you've gone, I could not relate to this more. This makes so much sense to me. I love it. It's mine. I made this, you know? Maybe that's the journey. Maybe I'm talking BS. Who knows, right? Who knows? Oh, dear. Yeah. So, yeah. That's all I can say about that. That's basically my whole response to you saying I'm bad at it or I'm not that good at it. Okay? Is that fair? Are you okay with that? Is that response? Maybe, I don't know. You see, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But of course, you won't know until you continue to do it. So, like, keep at it. And yes, go for that painting next year. Absolutely. That's awesome, though. I do think artists, yeah, I have a lot of respect for them. A lot of respect for them. At least the ones who really take it seriously, you know. Do you know? And again, okay, okay, I'll give you my rundown of this. Okay, I'll give you my rundown of this because I guess when I'm talking about art, I'm not just talking about drawing and painting and canvases. I'm talking about literally any creation of anything, right? Is a form of art. This here, in my head, is a form of art because I am effectively expressing myself and giving my energy and my own authenticity, if you like, to this. And it is becoming something. And of course, the way that it makes it subjective is you could watch this and go, this is rubbish, I don't want to watch it. Or you could watch this and go, I don't know what it is, but something about this person or what this person's saying is speaking to me. So art can be a bridging of the gap of connections between people. And of course, then you can look at it in terms of books, you know, music, movies, the whole shebang. But what's powerful about it is that it's always a person's personal rendition of how they want a story to be told. And again, that could be a literal story of boy meets girl, girl meets girl, boy meets boy. Or it could be an element of a story of feeling, a story of expression, right? And that, of course, becomes incredibly personal. And the more relatable something is, the more popular it may become, but then the more saturated it becomes because, of course, it becomes common. And I know that in certain art spaces, something doesn't really want to become common. It wants to be niche. It wants to have its own corner, its own subculture. And therefore, that identity really needs to be picked at. And the beauty of all of this is that that can't really be seen unless a person is really truly understanding their own sensation of the story that they understand they're telling of said thing. And that takes a lot of introspection and understanding of self, right? So even when you say there's always room for improvement, it may not necessarily be an improvement of, well, sure, maybe an improvement of your actual craft, but it could genuinely be just an improvement on you, right? And an improvement on your connection with yourself. What is Abby feeling and what wants to reach the canvas right now? What is Abby wanting to communicate and what Abby feels right now in regards to how they want this piece to come together, right? And then the craft can be practiced, but really, even if the thing is, a person can be a fantastic painter, but if there is no feeling behind it, what you've just got is a pic, like a photo. You basically got a photo. You know, someone took in their phone, like bang, boom, great, cool. What? Yeah. So, right? So it comes into a place of what is it about an individual and their expression and their ability to communicate that expression that lands on the canvas so powerfully that it connects. And even again, like, bear in mind the painting I showed you, right? Where is it? Come back. This, to me, could suggest an element of craft. It looks, right, from my untrained eye, like there's absolutely no craft behind this. But who knows? There could actually be, you know, some form of craft. But obviously what this comes from, to me, and what I say, is that this person, based on the way that they've gone about their art, has a very strong connection with their emotional self. And not like it's in despair or in, you know, disarray. It's actually that it's very, very clear, very, very vivid, and they're able to communicate that through this format. That's that, you know. So yeah, I hope again that makes sense. I'm trying to say, I think you're probably, Abby, a fine artist. And yes, not to say that you can't improve. Everything always has room for improvement. But down that same vein, maybe that doesn't need to be the focus, because of course, through doing art, you're improving. Through doing it, you are getting better, and therefore it's kind of a, you know, a moot point. It's just a, yeah, okay. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Abby? That just sounds like my Insta account. What I'm feeling right now, I think there was one post called obscure, which to me meant undiscovered. Oh, obscure meaning undiscovered. Go at it, girl. What? Say more about that. Like, say more things. Hello, Veronica, and hello, Twigsy. Welcome. We're finishing early today because I've got tasks. I've actually have work I need to get done, and I need to get it done by a certain time because after a certain time I won't be able to get it done, and that's not good. So I need to, we'll get it done. So yeah, what's up, demons? It's your boy, Sadi. How's everyone? How's our weekends been? How's life? Like, what's good with you? What is good with you? Tell me. I'd love to know. Oh, you're licking yourself now? Yeah, he tried to jump up on my leg. I'm going to tell the story again, but because Abby was here and she heard it, but he's in the room. He ain't on my lap today. No, sir. You in trouble now. You in trouble now. Good, thanks. How was your weekend? My weekend was great. It was really good. I'll have you know that on the Friday evening, I got myself, my partner and I, literally on our phones, refreshing, making sure that we could indeed get the thing that we said we were going to get. And lo and behold, when I get it, 1 second, give me a moment. Skadoosh. I got it. We managed to order it. So there it is. Amazing. So yeah, weekend started off great. Then just chill, man. Saturday even, did sweet FA. Sweet FA. Literally stayed in bed the whole day. Got out of bed one time. Can't remember what we did. But yeah, we literally were in bed at like 4 p.m. It was great. Great time. We watched Grey's Anatomy, which is a new show that I like, and then Sunday chilled again. Like, it was easy going. I am though, and here's something. This is why, see, Veronica, we talked about running, right? And I was like, I really don't want to run, but I have to run, and I don't want to miss my running. When I started running, I was doing 4.5 miles in about 43 minutes, right? 43 minutes. Today, I ran exactly the same distance in 35 minutes, which means I'm a whole 8 minutes faster than I was when I started. 8 minutes faster than I was when I started. Like, that's a lot of time. 8 minutes is a lot of time. When you think about, one person running and then 8 minutes later, someone running behind him. That's how much faster I am than myself. So that's why I don't want to give up, because I'm constantly getting better. Knock on wood, I haven't reached a point. Thank you, Veronica. I have yet to reach a point where I'm going back on my time and running slower, but I'm ready for it because I know that day will come. But I'm like, keep going at it, going. So yes, Abby, you said say more things. You've got 12 posts and you're not sure what else to say about the post. Do you mind if I follow you? Do you mind if I check them out? Is that okay? Would you be okay if you don't mind? Send me your Instagram handle. I will check it out if that's all right. If you're comfortable with that. If not, don't worry about it. Totally get it. It's cool. But yeah, if you want, absolutely. My weekend in a sentence: stressed and depressed, but trying my best. Well, at least you're trying your best. That's it. You stay up there. You keep positive. You keep going. Chugga, 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 chugga. It sucks, but we keep on chugging. Chugga, 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 chugga. It's a quote by Winston Churchill. Not my favorite human being in history. Not really at all. Quite the opposite. But it's a very good quote. He says, "If you're going through hell, just keep going." And that is a great quote because, yes, I think that might be the quote for the day, because it is that. It's just like you just keep going. Don't stop. Don't stay in hell. Just keep moving. As long as you're moving, you're eventually going to reach a doorway out. But you must keep moving and must keep going. But sorry to hear that the weekend was crap. That does suck. Hopefully today we'll feel a bit better. And, hopefully today brings some form of new joy, some form of new, hopefully, fingers are crossed. But yes, sorry to hear the weekend was poopy. Am I allowed to post my Instagram a photograph I took when we were out of college looking at the boatyard? Okay. Oh, you're talking to each other. Cool. All right, good. Yes, you decide amongst yourselves for sure. But yeah. Yeah, if you're going through hell, keep going. I think that's basically, that is it. That's going to be the quote of the day. Just keep moving. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. I mean, Dory had it best. I mean, she nailed that philosophy, right? Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Tra-la-la-la, you have got to swim. Swim, 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 swim. Yeah, it is important. It is important. You don't stay where you are. And that's not to say, you've got to force yourself to push forward, like force things, but just know that every day, actually, technically, every day you are alive, you're still going. So that's fine. That is fine. You just keep on going. That's it. That is the one. Oh man, Nemo was great. No, Finding Nemo and Finding Dory was actually really good as well. Really good. I read somewhere that someone didn't like Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet, and I was really upset about that. I was really, really upset about this. Oh, I was very upset about it because Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet was a great film. I loved it. I thought it was a good film. Yeah. How do we feel about Ready Player One? Do we like that? Because that's a jam. That is a jam, isn't it? Such a great film. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Who doesn't like it? I don't know. Some dude on the internet. People on the internet. We don't like people on the internet. No, we don't, Cheeky, do we? Oh, you're trying to be cute, so I pick you up. Is that what you're looking for? And if I stroke you, you're going to put your nails in me, are you? No, we're not doing it. No, I know you want attention, but you're not getting it. Also, you're going to take that fur out your back legs. You silly monkey. You silly monkey. So I'll tell you now. Oh yeah, no, Ready Player One is amazing, isn't it? Really good film. Really enjoyed that. I'll suggest it to my partner tonight. See, we're watching Ready Player One again. We watched it once before, but I'm going to watch it again. It's a fun film. And I just love all the references and stuff. And I think the whole premise behind it is great. I think it's really great. Yeah, I'll tell you now. Sorry, we woke us up at 4:30 this morning to open the back door so that he didn't go outside. So not happy with him. And then they had the audacity to still expect cuddles and strokes. No, friend. No, friend. Not today, friend. No, we're not doing it. You get strokes, but not on my lap. Okay? That's how it's going to work, mister. That's how it's going to work. You get strokes, but you're not coming on my lap. He doesn't care because he gets strokes, so he wins anyway. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, you like the back strokes? Oh, you like the back strokes. Those are your favorite strokes, Eddie. Oh, look at your face. I love when you stroke cats and they go like, oh, they literally get all funny-eyed, like, oh, yeah. Oh, it's hilarious. One of my faves. So, are you guys still discussing the photo? Yes, you are. Oh, Veronica, I don't know if it's just me, but when I really don't want to do something and then I motivate myself to do it, I do it a lot better than I usually would because I push myself. Yeah, well, no, that's actually valid. I think because maybe beforehand, if you naturally do something without motivation or without pushing yourself, you've given. Okay, let me just start again because I'm just gonna. The reasons might be, Veronica, that we do things with far more energy and desire when we understand or create our own rewards from doing it, right? And it's all connected to how we are. Like when we see a kind of a personal interest or a personal gain for ourselves, then we are just going to go at it, right? We're just going to be like, I'm going to do this 1,000%. Some things we don't really have much of a motivation, but we just like, oh yeah, I'll just get that done. But what you said, when you motivate yourself and you go, you know what, I'm really actually going to get this thing done. It's going to feel really great. Of course, you're going to go at it harder because you're like, I want to do this, you know? And I think if you're talking about my running, I don't know, then yeah, like basically that's what it's connected to. It's, I wanted to keep myself at it because also it was the fact that I knew that if I didn't go for a run that day, I'd feel, I really struggle with this, is that when I get into a pattern or a habit of something, if it falls apart one time, it's even harder to re-kick or restart than it is to just start completely afresh. So that's why I think for me, if I miss a day, the next day and the rest of the week is going to feel redundant. The rest of the week feels like it's not worth it. So I just stop because it's easier for me to stop and then start again next week. So I was like, I'm not missing a week of running because I missed one day. So I tricked myself into going, no, you're going to go. And so I kept going. I stayed at it, and I'm really glad I did. And because of that, I'm doing so much better. I'm running so much better. And yeah, it's absolutely totally there, for sure. So no, when the personal interest is invested in it and we create one for ourselves, we can absolutely do it. Twigsy and Abby are having a conversation between each other. It's none of my business. Don't mention anything about locations or where the picture was taken. Oh yeah, no, you don't. Oh yeah, you don't want that. No, that's very true. Good point, Twigsy. Way to go. No one is allowed to know where you are. It's against the law to know where you are. Okay then. Well, what topics would you like to cover this week, actually? Because we've had some really good ones, you know. We talked about like prank videos, we talked about spirituality, we talked about parenting. I mean, what else did we talk about? We talked about loads of stuff like relationships. Like, what topics do you want to bring? We've talked about animals, food. I don't know. What else you got, guys? Identity. Oh, okay. Yeah, we can bring that. Let's bring that. I really need my pen back. I feel like it's back here somewhere, but I can't find it, which is sad because it means I can't write anything down. It's not the way I wanted to live my life. It's not how I wanted to live my life, guys. I don't know where my pen's gone. Dexter, help me. I don't know what's happened with my pen. Right, we'll have to write it down on a bit of sticky paper and so on. Something I always greatly struggle with, just the word brings suffering. What, identity brings suffering? Well, you're going to have to explain why. That is an interesting take. I'll write that down. I put it here. Put it there. There we go. Identity. That might be our Tuesday topic. We'll make that our Tuesday topic. Oh, Jesus. Whoopsie. I'm going to pop that over there. Oh, God. Okay. Right. Cool. So, yeah, we can talk about identity for sure. I love talking about it. Love talking about it. It's a great time. It's a good, fun time. Definitely. So today we're gonna be reading The Art of Being Brilliant. And where are we up to? Chapter 2, Shining Happy People. How much of this can I get through? Oh, God. Okay, Chapter 2 is lengthy. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to start Chapter 2. I'm going to start reading Chapter 2. And I will see how we get on, because there might be some points where we, stop and talk for a second about it. But yeah, this is, okay, a decent amount. We'll go from Chapter 2 to Chapter 3 and see how we go. But yes, The Art of Being Brilliant, Chapter 2 is called Shiny Happy People. All right. In which we come clean about positive psychology, we find out why Britain fails to qualify for the Happiness World Cup. A blissful picture is painted. Woody Allen tries to depress us, and we're introduced to mood hoovers and 2%ers. I'm going to keep an eye out. Oh, sorry, Veronica. Okay, then. Well, thanks for coming in anyway. Good to see you. And yeah, see you tomorrow, 12 p.m. for sure. See you later. Bye. We've been advocates of the relatively new field of positive psychology since its inception in the late 1990s. I've been so enthused about it myself that I'm doing a doctorate on it. Psychology was part and parcel of my first degree. I read numerous academic tomes on depression, anxiety, eating disorders, and phobias, and became an expert on all things negative. In fact, it was quite depressing studying it. Interestingly, I was recently asked to do a talk at an NHS conference. The theme of the conference was mental health and well-being. Right up my street, so I agreed, and they slotted me in as the final speaker on day 3. A few days before the conference, I received the agenda, and it wasn't about health and well-being at all. To give you a flavour, the speakers on day 1 were talking about suicide rates in Bridgend and depression amongst social workers. Day 2 started with a corker, Prozac addiction, before moving on to sleeping disorders and the rise of youth crime. Not on the couch. Thank you. He's attacking the couch. Keeping him in line. Yes. My supposedly uplifting talk called The Art of Being Brilliant had been slotted in after exponential anorexia. My heart sank. Such a snappy title. How can I follow that? The entire conference was devoted to mental ill health and feeling grim. It was homing in on what was going wrong, and to be frank, it's typical of the world of research and medicine. It's typical of the world of research and medicine. I'm not suggesting it's wrong to have conferences about such subjects. I'm suggesting it's normal. We spend billions of pounds producing pills to cure depression, but it seems to be getting worse. Strap yourself in, because I feel compelled to give you the science bit. Traditional strands of psychology were couched in terms of the study of ill people. We'd spent hundreds of years studying what was wrong with people. In a nutshell, you'd only ever go and see a psychologist if you were ill. You'd never book yourself in for an appointment if you were feeling great. Positive psychology has existed formally since the late 1980s. Its popularity mushroomed with the publication of Dr. Martin Seligman's book, Authentic Happiness, in 2003. However, even the doctor wouldn't claim to have invented positivity and happiness. They've been on the radar for centuries. Check out Plato and Confucius for a start, or the big fella they called Buddha. And more recently, Carl Rogers, Richard Bandura, Howard Gardner, and the god of management courses the world over, Abe Maslow. If I hear his hierarchy of needs trotted out on any more courses, I'll scream and scream until I'm sick. Funny thing about Maslow, so if you've heard about Maslow's hierarchy, that was actually inspired by a tribe that he was amongst far many years before he came up with this thing, who actually already had the hierarchy of needs in place, but he just took it and was like, I'm going to run with this. So he called it Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but it actually wasn't his. It belonged to a tribe. I think it was the Blackfoot tribe they were called. But it's worth Googling because, it wasn't something that he actually came up with. So there you go. Oh, no, buffering. Oh, for God's sake. Why? Why are you buffering now? Stupid. I'm just gonna have to keep reading, Twigsy, in the hope that it works out, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to know what parts to reread, and obviously this will take a lot longer than necessary. I'm very sorry. That blows. All have elements of self-fulfillment, happiness, and efficacy in their studies. So it's hitting today's headlines that I guess positive psychology is best described as having a short history with a very long past. There's a general acknowledgement that psychology has followed a disease model. Basically, if individuals lie in a range of well-being from -10, very unwell, to +10, very well indeed, then we've always been focused on getting people from, say, -7 to 0, to the point of them not being ill. Job done. Except, of course, it isn't. Because, you see, there's a huge difference between being alive and living. Positive psychology is about getting to +8 or +9. The best word I can find to describe this is flourishing, and it's firmly established at the living end of the spectrum. So positive psychology hasn't invented happiness and well-being, merely brought it under one umbrella. It's been a refocusing exercise rather than a revolution, although we're rather excited by it, and would therefore like to whip you up into a frenzy of enthusiasm, thereby leading to a revolution. And more of that later. Brenda was delighted to have discovered what stress was when spelt backwards. What is stress spelt backwards, people? Quite a lot of the remedies for getting people to be happier seem intuitively obvious, maybe even simplistic. We feel this may be a problem in terms of getting people to take the subject seriously. There's certainly a lot of skepticism out there. Tabloids like to belittle it with headlines such as happyology, or by pouring scorn on positive psychology in schools as attempts to teach teens to be happy, when of course we should be teaching them something really useful like algebra or oxbow lakes. Food. Yes, indeed. Yes. Stressed spelled backwards is food. Correct. And herein lies one of the major hurdles for the subject. Happiness seems to be a collective term for a range of emotions. It's subjective, which has led to the term subjective well-being, the theme of several major studies by a heavyweight academic set of communities. It's difficult to measure because how do we gauge happiness on a scale of 1 to 10? And what causes happiness in one person may not cause it in another. And another question worth pondering is, why bother studying happiness and positivity at all? Hasn't the research community got better things to do than tell us what we already know? I think it's worth spending a couple of lines on the benefits of positive psychology, just in case the penny hasn't dropped yet. It seems an obvious point, but basically emotions drive emotion. The way you feel drives your behavior. Here are some of Jessica Price-Jones's 2010 business stats about happy people. They get promoted faster. They have 180% more energy. They are 108% more engaged in their job. They achieve more. They are 40% more confident. They give better customer service. They are more creative. I could go on, but I think it's fairly obvious that these are the kinds of people you need in your organization. Or your life, I suppose. Where? Are you saying desserts? Right, okay. But the benefits spread wider than the workplace. On a societal level, happy people live longer, have fewer ailments, are more altruistic, have more friends, and make other people feel great too. At a family level, positive psychology encourages flourishing families. A bit cliched, but true. Families that play together stay together. Once again, it seems an obvious point, but positive parents tend to produce positive offspring. Is there a more important role that you'll ever play? There are even international happiness league tables. Countries are rated according to health service, education, job market, infrastructure, and such like, to come up with a happiness score. I was intrigued to find out whether there was a link between happiness and income. It's true that very poor people will feel happier if they receive more income, but once you've got food in your tum, a roof over your head, and enough to pay the bills, more money won't increase your happiness levels. Having said that, there's a nifty way of squeezing extra value from your happiness pound by an experience rather than a product. So, for example, a trip to the seaside will yield more happiness, brownie points, than a new pair of shoes. Yes, if you're stressed, that means you have desserts. Absolutely. And careful not to make a really dangerous connection between being stressed and eating, because that turns into a habit that is not good for you. My hamster likes hanging from the ceiling. Amazing. Okay. Will a lottery win make you happier? This is counterintuitive, but the short answer is no. Several studies of lottery winners. I've said this before, by the way. I've said this. Right? And it's in a book published, okay? It's published by people who've researched it. I've said this, so I just want to make that clear. Said it in classrooms to people, and they try to argue me. Stupid. Right, here we go. Several studies of lottery winners have found that there is a spike in happiness, but that they return to their pre-win level after a few months. Scientifically, this is called habituation, and it means that we soon become accustomed to our situation, and it ceases to bring happiness. It's the same with a pay rise. The initial increase will be brilliant, but the effect wears off as we get used to the change. Unless, of course, you spend it entirely on trips to the seaside. There you go. Too late, Dan. Already made that connection a long time ago. Damn it! You must break it. No, you cannot do this. Stress and chocolate. No, they're bad. They're bad. It's an unhealthy relationship. Very unhealthy relationship. We are obsessed with measures of economic success. The news tells us that the FTSE is up 26 points, or the Dow has fallen, or the pound is up against the zero, and the Hang Seng has reacted badly to factory output data in Shanghai, or that America has sneezed and we've caught a cold. The pages have financial pages with reams of company data. It seems our indicators of success are purely financial. If we scratch the surface of this for just a second, we'll find that national income goes up every time there's a car crash or a divorce, or after a flood. And, brilliant news, GDP shoots up in times of war. I can imagine the UK government hatching a strategy to cope with the recession: invade France. Again, we're measuring just about everything except that which makes us happy. So that begs the question, are we measuring the right things? Should we, in fact, be measuring happiness? Looking internationally, it's interesting that happiness appears in the American Declaration of Independence. Well, the pursuit of happiness, actually. So in America, you have a right to chase it, but never quite get there. Closer to home, Denmark consistently ranks as the happiest nation in Europe. I did a fact-finding tour of Costa Rica, one of the world's happiest countries, and can safely report that they're poor. They don't have an army. It rains every day. There are huge holes in the road, and they're happy. Bhutan, a small and by material standards very poor country in the Himalayas, measures gross domestic happiness. So for them, success isn't about churning goods out of their factories. It's about creating an infrastructure that enables their citizens to flourish. Ethan's in the room. What's up, Ethan? Good to see you here. I was actually concerned that you weren't here earlier, but I'll have you know that I'm very happy you're here. There was no mention of you because I didn't want to bring voice to the concern. But now that you're here, you can immediately dissipate the concern, and I can be happy that you're here. Welcome to the room. Thank you for being here today. How was your weekend? Do tell us, and I'll continue reading, and we'll get back to you shortly. I'm going to be finishing at 1, by the way, because I have work to do. So I'm going to be done here at 1, but I'm going to get to the end of this chapter, and and then we'll call it a day. Hello. Wonderful to see you, Ethan. Really good to see you. The UK government has recently initiated a national happiness survey, much to the chagrin of the popular press. Waste of money, screamed the Express. Happy, clappy nonsense, suggested a male columnist. The irony that a happiness survey has created so much anger seems to have been lost on everyone but me. Wealth is what you have left over when all your money's run out. But you see, the answers to deep-rooted questions about happiness and positivity may be simple, but they're not easy. We will reveal the secrets of happiness and positivity in this book, and you roll your eyes and think, I already knew that. And herein lies the conundrum. If we already know the answers, why aren't we happier? Anecdotally, we all know a few really happy and upbeat people, although if you think about it, it's actually very few. But because they're not a drain on society, hardly ever ill, don't go to the doctors, just kind of get on with life in a positive, energetic way, we've never really bothered about them. Dr. Martin Seligman woke us up. Who the hell are these happy people? Why are they so damn happy? And crucially, what can we learn from them that we can put into practice so we can join them? Good gracious, this is heavy stuff. I can see why I wanted to learn more. I wanted to be one of them. Andy W.'s take on this is similar, but as usual, much funnier. Psychology has always been focused on and concerned with fixing people. It's been the study of problems. Someone would walk into the psychologist's surgery and the doctor would ask them to lie on the couch. The doctor would sit at one end with his or her notepad and pen and then say, "What's the problem?" The patient would then unleash all of their worldly issues. The doctor would then say, "Is there anything else I can help you with?" And the person would then find even more issues, and so the process went on. Some people have been in therapy for years, spending their hard-earned cash lying on a couch, telling a stranger about their problems. It's big business. We have been studying what's wrong with people for centuries. There must be warehouses full of boxes stuffed with people's problems. The point is that the focus was always on the problems. Remember, we're all winners. Out of all those millions of sperm, you got there first. Rejoice. Seligman refocused the research. He started to examine what was right with people. There are people in the world who wake up in the morning, spring out of bed and say, "Yippee, I'm alive!" They look across at their bed to find their partner lying there, their perfect partner. They then open the curtains in the beautiful home to hear the birds singing. The sun is shining. They put on their silk dressing gown and fluffy slippers and make their way downstairs to find their perfect children lined up at the breakfast bar. "Morning, father, mother," they say. "Morning, children," beams the parent. "How's school?" "Wonderful." "Straight as," they all reply. They then get dressed and walk to their big double garage which they open to find themselves faced with the dilemma of whether to take the Ferrari or the Bentley. They think to themselves, bugger it, I'll walk. I don't need to be in the office until late lunchtime anyway. Then they walk down their big driveway, crunching on the gravel, waving at their gardener with their big smile on their face. They whistle with joy as the badgers and foxes cavort at their feet and birds land on their shoulders. Okay, so the passage above may be a tad exaggerated, but the wider point remains valid. Who are these happy people? Are they rich, or are they just like you and I? Until recently, we don't know because happiness wasn't on the science radar. Nobody ever went to a psychologist, knocked on the door and said, I have a big house, loads of money, a great career, perfect partner and kids. I'm so happy I think I'm going to burst. For God's sake, please help me. For some reason, just didn't happen. I have sought out these happy people. Interesting that I felt the need to put that in inverted commas as if happy people meant something slightly odd. Happy people. Oh yes, we know what you mean, Andy. Weirdos. Cloud cuckoo land. Gaga. There is even a case made to include happiness in that big book, The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, on account of its rarity. It's true. Breathe easy. Happy people aren't nutters, and they don't live in rarefied atmosphere of Walton Mountain. The remainder of this book is spent telling you the secrets of happiness and positivity. We have sought out research into positive people as well as the positive people themselves. It's been written up in the thesis, all 80,000 words of it. And because it's a doctorate, I've had to try and make them big, complicated words. But if you lose the academic claptrap, you're left with some clear, simple, and doable principles. The following diagram sums it up. The great news is that happy people are as sane as you or I. Well, you at least. We refer to them as the top 2%ers. Here we go. Oh, there's a diagram. So, the top 2%ers, happy people there. And there's the mood hoovers right there. Another 98%. Oh, and then there's the lower level at the bottom there. This represents a graph of your well-being, your feelings, for want of a simpler word. The straight black line represents your upper and lower levels of feel-good factor. So, on a normal day, you will live your life between those two limits of top-end feel-good and bottom-end feel lousy. You already know that. You can feel great or feel rubbish. Some people can get stuck in the bottom section. You're not clinically depressed, just stuck in a cycle of negativity. These are doom and gloom merchants who love to whinge about things. Any topic will do. We call them mood hoovers. Mood hoover definitions and or descriptions. Someone who has a problem for every solution. Or every silver lining has a cloud. Or classically, if there are two people talking and one looks bored, he's the other one. I'm trying to add a modicum of humor, but there's not really much to laugh about. Mood hoovers suck all the energy out of you, leaving you feeling as rubbish as they do. It doesn't take many mood hoovers to drag down a team. We've seen it happen in whole organizations where the culture is stuck in permanent negativity. We've met teachers who are mood hoovers, rather too many, if we're absolutely honest, and accountants and police officers, even professional footballers. We've met public sector, private sector, and charity sector mood hoovers. Rich ones, poor ones, fat ones, thin ones, black ones, and white ones. Not as many gay ones, strangely. Maybe the original meaning of gay stuck for a reason. So it seems that negative people are drawn from almost all walks of life. The big problem in business is if it's the managers who are the mood hoovers. Back to the diagram. There's a swathe of people in the middle section. They visit the real highs and lows, but spend most of their time occupying the middle ground. Their moods tend to be determined by what happens to them during the day. These are ordinary people who have loads of ordinary days. Most of the time, they're fine. We have no axe to grind with these people, but we're certain that they can learn things that will enable them to raise their game. If you've only got one go at life, then fine seems a little tame. But last, by no means least, there are the top 2%ers. These are the people who are consistently upbeat and positive. Not all day, every day, but are habitually more inclined to be positive. Life can throw them some awful circumstances, but they seem to thrive. They are solution-focused, energetic, and can-do. They tend to get things done, while the mood hoovers roll their eyes and moan that they can't be done. And crucially, they raise the levels of optimism and energy in those around them. In short, they're good to have around at work and at home. This book is about the top 2%ers. They're not rich and famous. They don't have Ferraris, but they are happy. So think about it. Do you know a top 2%er? Gay's still happy. Gay is still happy, people. Excuse me. Oh, also, I'm going to translate what Ethan's saying now. I'm gonna try and get it because you've copied it twice. So obviously, this is something, Ethan, that you want us to know. Here we go. What does it say? Oh, good. I just got a load of stuff. Greetings. Oh, greeting to you too. Hang on. Can I hear? Hang on. How do I hear what it says? Let me read it out. I'm going to read it out. Let them say it to me. Right. No, you've just read out the British version. I want the you're pain in my bum. Swap them. Swap them round. Search for it. All right. Okay. I've got to type in greeting. Greeting. Here we go. Greeting. Here we go. I'll say it. Excuse me. No. Say the. Oh, you're rude. It won't read out the Japanese for me. I want to. This is stupid. This is stupid. Right. I'm gonna have to go to Google Translate. Hang on a minute. I'm gonna make this work now. You see what you've done, Ethan? You got me all distracted. I was reading a book a second ago. Greeting. Oh God. Translate in Japanese. Right. Japanese. There we go. Right. Here we go. Aitsatsu. Aitsatsu. That's what it says. Aitsatsu. And then you went and said something, didn't you, Twigsy? Oh, for God's sake, you're making me do all this. Why are you making me do this? What did you say? Paste. Oh, yeah, something else. Oh, God. Oh, what's this? I think, is it greetings to you too? Is that what you've just said back? Oh, you're putting me... Getting me on the runaround, ain't you? Greetings to Ethan. Oh, that's nice. Isane no aisatsu. Isan no aisatsu. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Ah. Aren't we nice people to each other? This is such a lovely place. Right, I'm going to keep reading because otherwise I won't get this done in time. I'm nearly there, but nearly done. Right. Yes, right. So think about it. Do you know a top 2%er? Yes, you do. Here's some good news. You are one. Think back to the last time you had a brilliant day, a day you felt like you could take on, the world. Think about all the good feelings you had. Invincibility, happiness, joy, positivity, energy, passion. You were being a 2%er. The truth is that we all visit these fantastic times on a random basis. But what if we could learn to feel like that more often? What if we could learn some simple principles so that feeling great became a habit? More good news. You can. It's dead simple. Andy W. is originally from Morecambe, recently voted the 3rd worst place to live in Britain, and now lives in Mansfield, recently voted the 2nd worst place to live in Britain. So if he can grasp it, there's hope for us all. With a little effort and a can-do attitude, you can achieve your dreams, create positive relationships, have more energy, and have the life you want. Sure, things sometimes don't always work out as planned. To coin a phrase, shit happens. Even the top 2%ers have bad days. Sometimes we need to pick ourselves back up after a knock. But that's what makes life what it is. Fun, exciting, and challenging. The difference between you at the bottom and you at the top of the arrow is life-changing. Our promise is that you will have a happier, more rewarding life if you live it as a top 2%er. Your relationships will be easier, life will be more fun, you'll smile more at the chances, and you'll live longer. Andy and I have worked out that the top 2%ers have 6 things in common. If you want to know what they are, read on. And that brings us to chapter 3, where we will read the things that make people happy all the time. So next week we can start, doing it. Amazing. Right, what's all these other things you've been saying? I'm gonna look at these now before we finish. And obviously I know you're gonna keep putting these in here. That's a question mark. Okay, here we go. What's this say? Everyone is fine. Minna genki. Minna genki. Oh, minna genki. Oh, I like this. This is fun. What's that one say? That looks like Korean, not Japanese. It's Korean. Unbelievable. Oh, I don't know how to say that. He said too much in one go. Okay, wait. 나는 지금 한국어를 해요. 나는 지금 한국어로 해요. 한국어를 해요. 한국어를 해요. 나는 지금 한국어를 해요. Oh, that's great. Oh, I love it. Amazing. What do you say about my translator is broken? Mine is, well, yeah, I'm using Google. I don't know. Google Translate ain't going to be the one. I'm learning Korean at Markiplier. Okay, what's this say? Yeah, I ain't saying that. Nah, fam, we ain't doing it. Not today, son. I'm gonna actually get. Let me see if I can get the computer to blurt out what was just said here. Because nah, I ain't saying it. I'd have to take that. That would take a long time. 1 second. I'm gonna just. Yep, you're connected. Okay, so this is what Twigsy put in, right?
마키플리어에서 한국어를 배우고 있습니다.
Did you get that?
마키플리어에서 한국어를 배우고 있습니다.
Right, I could say that, but that's going to take me a long time to just say. That's hard. That's hard to say. That's going to take me time. And actually, it is time. It's time for me to go because I said I would. Guys, thank you so much for being part of today's live. Appreciate it as usual. As usual, I'll be here again tomorrow at 12 p.m. and I look forward to seeing you all there. Abby, it's been a pleasure. You're a wonderful artist. Don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. Twigsy, you're amazing in your own wonderful individual way. Be amazing. Continue to be that. Ethan, grow forever. Continue to grow. Be the best human being you can imagine in your life because you're already on the journey there. I have obviously been Dan. You've been watching Dan's Then Live. Peace out to all my homies. Dabbing on the haters. Love you guys. Later.